Today we shall be looking at Jacobian of an implicit function. So yesterday we saw if you are given two functions, suppose we are given these two functions f1 and f2, which are functions of u and v, then you can calculate the Jacobian of f1 and f2 with respect to u and v using this determinant, where you would first calculate the partial derivative of f1 with respect to u, then the partial derivative of f2 with respect to v. I'm sorry, it should be partial derivative of f1 with respect to v, then partial derivative of f2 with respect to u, and of f2 with respect to v. So this is what you have to calculate in order to compute the Jacobian of the function f1 and f2. So now suppose if you have implicit function, that is for implicit function what we are doing or saying, the functions f1, f2, u and v are connected together by implicit functions. That means they cannot be separated from each other. And there's a single equation which represents or which presents these functions. So that means you are given f1, which is a function of x, y, u and v. That means you have four variables here, and you also have the function f2 as a function of x, y, u and v. So you have these two functions, implicit functions, and the variables u, v, x and y. So u, v, x and y, they are connected through the implicit relations. In that case, what is the Jacobian? Then the Jacobian is defined like this. It is del of u comma v divided by del of x comma y. That would be equal to minus 1 raised to power 2 del f1 f2 with respect to x and y divided by del of f1 f2 divided by del of u comma v. Now if you see what is this expression, this expression is similar to the one when you computed for composite functions. So for composite functions, what you had some function, implicit function f of x y is equal to 0, and where your x was some function of t, y was some function of t. Then the derivative dy by dx, that was equal to minus f of x divided by f of y. So this was the formula whenever you have composite function, or the implicit function, in fact, not the composite function but the implicit function. So when you have this implicit function, your formula was this. So similar is this formula where you have just calculated the Jacobian of f1 and f2 with respect to x and y, and then the Jacobian of f1 and f2 with respect to u and v. So, and we also have some general result. So we have this generalized version of this result. If the functions u1, u2 up to un of the variables x1, x2 up to xn. So that means these are all dependent variables and these are independent variables. if the functions u1, u2 up to un of x1, x2 up to xn are connected by the implicit relations of the form, suppose first equation is given to be f1 of x1, x2 up to xn, u1, u2 up to un is equal to 0. So this is the first equation. Second equation would be f2 of x1 to xn, u1 to un, that is equal to 0. So this is the second equation. And suppose the last equation would be f of n of, this is a function of x1 to up to xn, u1 to un, that is equal to 0. Then the Jacobian u1, u2 up to un of the function x1, x2 up to xn, that would be equal to minus 1 raised to power n. Why? Because we have n variables in this particular case. That would be equal to del of f1, f2 up to fn divided by del of x1, x2 up to xn divided by the Jacobian of f1, f2 up to fn divided by the Jacobian of u1, u2 up to un. So this is the generalized result. So let us now discuss one example, one question regarding to this. So we are given if x plus y plus z is equal to u and y plus z is equal to uv and z is equal to uvw. This is given to us. So that means how many variables do we have here? So you have variables x, y, z and the variables u, v, w, right? So these three dependent and three independent variables are given. So that means three equations are required here. So you have to show that del of x, y, z with respect to u, v, w, that is equal to u square v. So now you cannot identify that which one among these three they are dependent or independent. So you cannot directly very easily say which one among these are dependent or independent. Okay. So for the solution, we are to compute the Jacobian of xyz with respect to u, v, w. Now because you cannot write x as some function of u, v, w directly because they are mixed up, right? Firstly you have to solve these equations to obtain the relations of this kind. X is equal to some function of u, v, w, y is equal to some other function of u, v, w, and z is equal to some third function of u, v, w. So in this case, what we will do, we will construct this function f1. So that would be equal to x plus y plus z minus u is equal to 0 using this given equation. So using this equation, we have shifted this u to the left hand side. So this becomes our function f1. Similarly, we can construct f2 in the form y plus z minus u, v is equal to 0. And for the third function f3, we can construct this to be z minus u, v, w is equal to 0. So now because we have these three functions, so in order to calculate this Jacobian, what would be this? This would be equal to minus 1 raised to power 3 using the general formula because we have three variables, and then the Jacobian of the function f1, f2, f3 with respect to u, v, w. Why? Because these are present in the denominator. So we'll write it in the numerator part, and we'll then take the Jacobian of f1, f2, f3 with respect to x, y, z. So that means we first have to compute this portion and then this portion, and then we'll substitute this in our equation number star. Okay. So let us do that. So firstly we'll compute del of f1, f2, f3 with respect to u, v, w. So that means what is the value here? It is equal to del f1 by del u, del f1 by del v, del f1 by del w, del f2 by del u, del f2 by del v, del f2 by del w. And then we have the quantity del f3 by del u, del f3 by del v, del f3 by del w. So we have to compute these partial derivatives. Now see, what do you have? You have f1 as this x plus y plus z minus u. So here this is independent. So when you take the partial derivative of this function f1 with respect to u, you will keep all others as constant. So that means x, y, z, v and w, they are all constants here when you compute del f1 by del u. So that means its derivative would simply be equal to minus 1, and with respect to v and w it would be 0. And for the second case, when you have f2 as a function of y, z, u and v, so that means its derivative partially with respect to u, that would be equal to minus v, and with respect to v it would be minus u, and with respect to w it would be 0. And similarly for the third function, it would be equal to minus vw, this would be equal to minus uw and minus uv. So this determinant we have to compute. Now this is the lower triangular form, this is in the lower triangular form. So that means its determinant would simply be equal to the product of the diagonal terms. So it would be equal to minus 1 minus u minus uv. Otherwise also you could simply use the formulas for determinant and you can calculate very easily. It is equal to minus u square v. So this is the value of del f1, f2, f3 with respect to u, v, w. So next let me calculate del of f1, f2, f3 with respect to x, y and z. So what would be this? According to formula, del of f1 with respect to x, del of f2 with del of f1 only, del of f1 with respect to y and del of f1 with respect to z. Then del of f2 with respect to x, del of f2 with respect to y, del of f2 with respect to z. And then del of f3 with respect to x, del of f3 with respect to y, del of f3 with respect to z. So this is the formula. So according to this formula, if you look at your function f1, f1 has x, y and z minus u. So that means when you compute del f1 by del x, that would be equal to 1, del f1 by del y, that would be equal to 1, and del f1 by del z, that would again be equal to 1. So let me substitute the values here. So it would be 1, 1 and 1. So next we have to compute the partial derivatives of f2 with respect to x, y and z. So because we have y, z and no x, so that means f2 of the partial derivative of f2 with respect to x, that would be 0, of f2 with respect to y, that would be 1, and of f2 with respect to z, that would also be equal to 1. So this quantity would become 0, 1 and 1. And for the last quantity, for f3, we will because there is no x and no y and only z is there, and all the u, v, w, they are constant. So that means you will have del f3 by del x, that would be equal to del f3 by del y, that would be equal to 0, and del f3 by del z, that is equal to 1. So substituting these values, we have 0, 0, 1. Again, this is in the upper triangular form, so you can just multiply the diagonal entries. Okay, so it is equal to 1. So now substituting this value, say double star, and this value triple star. in the equation star. So we have the value of Jacobian x, y, z with respect to u, v. So the value of del of x, y, z with respect to u, v, w, that would be equal to minus 1 raised to power 3, the value of triple star, that is minus u square v, divided by the value of double star, that is equal to 1. So we have the value as u square v, and this is what we are required to prove.